Hi everybody, it's Geordie from Geordie Colours. Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to be doing a little bit of on-screen colouring. We're going to see how it goes. I'm working in this book, which is the World Literature book by Eriy. It's her newest book, and I am doing this page, which when I Google translated it was actually Esmerelda from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. So I went ahead and printed off a few inspiration images to take a look at. So my plan, I was kind of erring between the two dresses, but when I had a look at this dress, I figured this colorway is probably going to work the best for me. I've kind of planned out where I'm going to put my colors. So I'm going to have the darker purple shawl. I'm going to add some gold detailing on top of that later on. I'm going to have the lighter purple dress, but I'm going to have a band of turquoise through here. So she has a bit of turquoise on her dress here. So I figured I'd put a band of turquoise in here and maybe add some little turquoise details to these little bits. The rest of the details I'm going to do in gold. And then I'm going to do a kind of turquoise bolero with a white kind of top underneath and a bit of turquoise here. So that's what I've planned. I'm going to start with her dress and her outfit. For the background, I'm not 100% sure, but I do like this kind of gradient. So I'm going to come back to that because, as you know, my backgrounds are not my strong point. So I'm just going to set that off to the side. I have pulled out some of my Ohuhu dual brush pens here. My Ohuhus were better because I had a better range of these kind of brighter jewel tones that I need for this outfit. So I'm using number 51 and 52 for my purples, 77 for my turquoise, and 53 for that kind of pinkish color. So those are the colors I'm going to be using. And I'm going to be using an acrylic block and some water brush pens. So I'm going to use my brush markers as water brush markers today. So I'm going to start with a little bit of turquoise here. Let's pray this goes well. I have absolutely no idea how it's going to work, but we'll see. So all I'm doing is scribbling a bit of the color onto my acrylic block, and I'm going to use my finer point pen here. I'm just going to make sure I have some paper towel on hand as well, which is always handy. And I'm just going to fold that up a few times. Get my water brush going, so give it a bit of a squeeze to make sure I've got some water coming out. I don't want a huge amount, but I just want to make sure I've got a little bit of color there, a little bit of water even. And I'm just gonna mix the water into my color. So the great thing about this is that you can get it quite a pale shade, and then you can build the color up as you need to. So I do like this method because I feel like I have a lot more control over it. Rather than just like using like ink tints or something straight to the paper. I feel like I can control the color a little bit more, and I can deepen it by just adding layers as I go. So you can see the color actually comes out quite pale. It's not super bold. So I'm just going to add this on, and then I can let it dry a little bit and come back and do more. So if I feel like I need to. So I'm going to add a little bit to these bits here as well. I'm going to go back with like a gold gel pen, as I say, to add some of the gold details on everything. So this is kind of just laying a wash of color in. And I find this a really kind of relaxing method of doing things. And as I say, I can go back and add more color where I need to, deepen colors up if I need to. But I do just find that I have a lot more control, which I kind of like, because I find, I don't know, I'm still learning the ink tints and like Neocolors. So I find them a little bit scary. I find that I have less control with them about where my colors go. And this method I can just add more to. So once I've added that on, I'll just add a little bit more color on here. And I'll just mix some of the water in. So this is going to give a slightly deeper shade, which I can add where I need to create shadow. and it is just like using watercolors, I guess. Only I'm not an expert, so like I say, I caveat this by saying I'm not an expert at this method. It's just a method that I've used and I quite like to do because I feel like I have a bit more control. So I think I'm just going to carry on here, and I will pop some music on. I may even, let me try and zoom you in a little bit so it's easier to see. And yeah, I may just kind of carry on and pop some music on, and hopefully it will be fairly self-explanatory what I'm doing. Okay, so I've done her dress. I'm going to be going over with pencil as well to get some shading in there, so I'm not too bothered. I've laid a base colour, which is all I need to do at the moment. I'm going to go and work on her hair, and I'm using 93, which is just black. This will kind of water down so it won't be pitch black, and I'll be able to add some shading with some pencil at a later point. So I'm literally just going to lay in a base color. I apologize if I've been off screen for any of this. I'm kind of still new to doing this on camera, so bear with me. But yeah, the idea is just to add in a little bit of a base color with my water-based markers here, and then I can, as I say, go back and shade with a pencil over top to get some nice depth and detail. You can, of course, add a bit of shading with the water brush, and I do that a little bit, but I never can get it looking quite how I want, so I find pencils are the best method to add in all of the shading with. So yeah, this is just a way of adding a base layer, and like I say, I feel like I have a little bit more control when I do it this way, and also the colors don't come out quite as dark as if you just use them direct on the paper, which is why I like to do it this way, because I just feel like I can kind of control it a little bit more. And it also, I mean, still gets streaky lines and stuff, which will blend out with a pencil afterwards, but I find I don't get quite the amount of streaking that I normally do with a just using the pen direct to paper. So yeah, just a few different reasons that I like to use this method, but I also find it just quite relaxing. But I'm by no means an expert at it, so yeah, do look for other tutorials as well, because I'm sure there are other people out there that do it a lot better than me. Saying that I don't get streaking, I'm getting a lot right now, which is typical, isn't it? But yeah, I will be going over with pencil as well, but I just want to lay in a base layer with my kind of, I guess it's like a watercolor really. It's using the water-based markers as a watercolor, so it is just like using watercolors, only I never have that much success when I use watercolors, and I find it just easier this way. I don't know why. There's probably no rhyme or reason for that, because I'm sure it's much of a muchness, but yeah, I just enjoy doing it this way. So there is my hair. It looks quite grey. Don't panic about that, because as I say, we'll add some shading with the pencils over the top. I might add in a little bit of the skin, and then I'm going to work on the matte down here, which I'm going to kind of use the same colours as I used for the dress. I don't know if you can see that down there. I will move that when the time comes, but I'm going to work on her skin. So I'm just going to find a colour for her skin, and I'll be right back. Okay, so for her skin, I've decided to go with number 94. It's fairly dark, but as I say, it will tone down a little bit with the water, so it's not going to be really dark. But I do want her to have a darker skin, because yeah, I'm kind of looking at these pictures here. This one is obviously quite dark, but yeah, I'm kind of aiming for something like this or this, but we'll see if it comes out. I'm never quite sure. But yeah, this one looks quite good. So we're going to go with this colour. And as I say, it kind of, the colour does tone down a lot when you add the water. So if it looks a bit dark to begin with, don't panic, because the water will reduce that colour up quite significantly, so you don't get it anywhere near the same shade as it is on like just a tester sheet if it was done flat. Is this making any sense? So this is number 94 if I just use the pen direct to paper, so you can see it's quite dark, and that's the difference. And can you see that there? Hopefully you can see that. So yeah, it's quite a bit lighter when I add the water. And skin and hair are definitely not my forte, definitely not my strong point. Something that I definitely need to work on a little bit more. But you know, it takes time. I'm still learning, so I'm gonna give myself a little bit of grace. So I just have her arms as well to do. And then for her her kind of white blouse, I'm just going to add a touch of shading with some grey, but I'll probably just do that with just pencil rather than adding any of this on top. I don't want it to end up looking grey, I want it to look white, so I want to be quite careful about how much colour I add to that. I just want to add a touch of colour to it to make it look white, but with some shading. So I'll just add a touch of grey pencil to that for the shading. Okay, and then I just have her legs. Now, in the pictures I've got over here, she's not wearing shoes, but these do look like shoes, so I am going to add those in. I'm not sure what colour I'm going to do them yet, so I've left them for now. I don't know whether to do them that light purple. I think that's probably the way I'll end up going. I don't know if that's, I think that's part of her foot, I don't know. So yeah, I think I'll probably end up doing those light purple. But yeah, I like that. That's good. I like, it's nice and bright. The colours are a lot more vivid than the inspiration. Well, actually, they're not hugely vivid. I think the pink is a lot brighter than I initially had planned, but I actually kind of like it. It's kind of hot pink, but I do kind of like that. So I'm going to work, let me just move this up a bit so you can see. I'm going to work on the carpet down here. I think I'm going to bring in some more of that turquoise colour. I don't know what other colours to do. It's quite a busy carpet. In fact, there's two carpets, isn't there? There's this kind of striped one at the back, and then this kind of floral motif one here. Let's do her shoe for a start. I know what I'm doing with that now. I'm going to do this light purple. And then, I don't know. Not sure what to do. Definitely want to add some turquoise in there. I kind of like that pop of turquoise. It looks kind of neat against all the other jewel tones. I don't want to add in too many other colours because this is going to be quite a busy page. So I'm aware I don't want to add loads of different colours. So let's see. I might do a base of dark purple for that rug. So I'll bring my darker purple. So this is the number 51. The lighter purple was 52. So we'll use some of this one, and I won't add too much water because I want it to keep nice and dark. And I'm going to do this kind of floral motif rug even. I'm going to give it a base of this dark purple colour all over. Then I think I'll add some turquoise in to various places to make it pop, and then probably use some gold gel pen. There's going to be a lot of gold on this page, loads of gold, which is going to be quite fun. But yeah, that's going to have a little bit of gold in it as well, I think. I'm never quite sure whether I'm doing the right thing. I'm always a bit hesitant about whether or not I'm adding the right colours in the right places, whether it's going to look good together and be cohesive. But that's why I like to be a little bit what's the word, cautious with my colours. I don't want to add too many colours into the mix. This is a bright colour palette anyway, and so I'm a little bit cautious about adding loads of more colours in. Like, I don't want to introduce like a yellow or an orange or anything like that, because I feel like it would just be too overwhelming and have too many colours. So yeah, I'm trying to keep the colour palette limited, I guess. Bright but limited. How's that for a description? But yeah, I never know if I'm doing the right thing or not. So yeah, it's all an experiment. It's all, you know, learning. But yeah, I found the pages that I like the best, that work best for me, tend to be pages that have a limited color palette and not overwhelmed with color. Unless like I'm specifically doing like a rainbow, I try and keep it pretty limited. Maybe just 5 or 6 colors at the most. And I just find that way it keeps the whole picture quite cohesive and helps it all kind of work together. But then again, there are people that use tons of colors and it looks amazing. So maybe I just haven't mastered the art of using a lot of colors. I don't know. There probably is an art to it. But I kind of do what works for me. And I think that's all you can do, really. And enjoy it. Have fun with it. Which I do as well. So I'm going to carry on with this. As I say, I'll probably be using the same colours I use in her dress down here. And yeah, I'll keep some music on and enjoy, hopefully.
那时的你我 Sitting in the car, listening the blind 周边每个角落只有你和我，不需要多说，笑得那么快乐我该说些什么听着这一刻也是希望迷我们两个在一生中合着爱在这光阴而来不停辗转不曾停摆面对着黑暗有光芒在你眼中流转时光停在最初的浪漫 We were just two lovers习惯了下课你我唱这歌 Burning through the summer 沿途的景色不会再记错别忘了每一刻夏天的分歧的停在这一秒 It's just you and me 我们两个人一生都在等待等待你的醒来不再摇摆疑惑不安却依旧期待 Now I'm not alone 一生中和着爱在这光阴而来不停辗转不曾停摆面对着黑暗有光芒在你眼中流转时光停
Okay, so you can see I went back and forth between colours there. I wasn't 100% sure what I was doing, but I've done that now, and I'm going to move on to this kind of ground piece, which I'm taking inspiration from this, and I'm going to use this colour, which is 40, and let's see how we get on. Okay, so I've based everything I want to base. I'm going to do pencil over top. All that's left is the background. So for the background, I'm not going to use that same method of the water-based markers, simply because, I don't know if you can see, but when you use it over a large area, it can get quite patchy. So I want to use something direct to the paper, and I've decided to use my Neocolor IIs. So wish me luck, because I'm always a bit nervous about this. So I'm going to do this on camera. It may not go to plan, but we'll try. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a gradient, something like this, and I'm going to have the kind of bluish, darkish colour towards the bottom and the lighter colour up towards the top. So I'm going to start at the top and work my way down. As I say, wish me luck. I am not going to worry about the stars and the smoke and all of that sort of stuff. I will go over that with some sort of gel pen or something, Posca or something like that at the end. So I'm going to ignore all of that stuff and just do the background. As I say, wish me luck. So I'm going to start here with this orangish yellow. Hopefully it'll work. Let's see. So I am literally just going to I'm going to make sure my cover page is there. So what I've found personally with Neocolors is that the thicker you lay it on, the better the result. I don't know if that's just me, but yeah, I have found that kind of works quite well. In general, it just seems to blend out nicer and you get a smoother blend. I know some people go back and do multiple layers. I will probably end up doing that as well. We're going to see how it goes. I'm really nervous about this. I really struggle with backgrounds. So if you're looking for a background tutorial, someone who can show you exactly how to do it and get a good result, probably I'm not the one to watch because this is an experiment, and yeah, backgrounds are a struggle for me. So if you want to watch something that could go disastrously wrong, carry on watching. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I don't know. What I might do before I go any further is add a layer of masking tape just down the edge there, because I am also notoriously messy, so I don't want to cover up or get watercolor on that other page there. So this is Heavy Doodle masking tape. I use it in my card making. It's just a low tack paper tape and it lifts up really easily. But I'm just going to put that there to protect that page so I don't get stuff all over it. And yeah, let's keep going, see how we go. I am quite nervous about this step. So I do feel a little bit out of my depth when it comes to backgrounds. I'm going to go back and add just a little bit more along there, and then I'm going to try and just soften it out slightly as I come down. Oh, I hope this works. I really hope this works. Yeah, ever hopeful. Okay, so that was the yellow, yeah, orangish yellow. I'm going to go in with this salmon color next, and just kind of add a little bit of that. I'm just kind of winging this, so have no idea if it's going to work. Let's hope. I want to go with kind of a softer pastel, kind of, not pastel, but not like really, really bright, vivid colors. I want to keep my really vivid colors for the girl herself and her outfit. I want her to kind of really stand out. I want to do a more, yeah, it's similar to this, a kind of softer colored background so that those bright jewel tones of the dress really stand out against it. If anyone's got any tips to me for using Neocolors, if you can see anything that I'm doing dreadfully wrong here, please let me know, because I am very much in the beginner stage of learning how to do this. So yeah, if you can see any glaring mistakes, I'd be happy to know about it, so please let me know. And I'm going to bring that down slightly, just a little bit further. I always end up being quite messy with these, I don't know why. Just, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, let's hope. Keep your fingers crossed for me. Okay, so that one was salmon. I'm now going to go in with, let's see, I think I'm going to go in with this pink next. So let's try this. I'm hoping that these colours will soften out again a little bit as we add the water and not be quite so vibrant. We can but hope. I want it to be quite a soft background. Yeah, I'm hoping. We'll see. Gosh, I don't know. I always feel incredibly nervous about this. Let's try and get into those little bits. Oh, I missed a bit there with the salmon. Let's come back. Oh no, actually, I'll do that pink. I'll do that bit pink. Yeah, always nervous about backgrounds. Always struggle with these. Let me know in the comments if you do as well. I would love to hear from somebody else who also struggles with them. I know there's a few of us out there who kind of feel a little bit intimidated by them. As I say, I kind of, yeah, I don't know why. Just like a mental block. Probably once I've done a few, I might get a bit better at it. As I say, I'm going over all of the stars and stuff in the background. I'm not going to kind of pick them out and do them individually. I'm just kind of going with what I got here and hoping for the best. Okay, so that was pink. Let's see, what next? I think I'm gonna go in with this one, this one. Let's go in with purple, add a layer of that. I'm just getting darker as I go down, and eventually I'm hopefully going to end up with a kind of bluish, purplish tint. Let's see, let's pray it works. I'm going slightly more sparingly with these darker colours, I think. As I say, I don't want it really dark. I want it to kind of, well, I want it to be a background. I don't want it to be kind of the star of the show. My girl in her pretty dress is going to be the star of the show, so I really want these bits just to kind of fade into the background a little bit. Sorry if I'm bumping my camera there. I'm trying to keep a light pressure here. Oh yeah, I'm feeling a little bit apprehensive about this. Can't get into those edge pieces. Okay, so I want to add a little bit further down maybe. Just a touch. And then I think I'm going to add, okay, so that's quite a reddish, and I'm going to add a more purple. Let's see which shade. I think I'm going to go with this lilac next. These are quite dark. I'm hoping they're not too dark for what I want. I'm just going to leave a little bit on the bottom there. I'm trying to go quite light. I really struggle with these edge pieces without going dark. Okay, let's yeah, one more colour I think, and then I'll add some water and pray for the best. Okay, so that was lilac. I'm now going to go in with a blue. So let's try ultramarine. Let's just add a touch of this. I'm really hoping these colours are going to blend together in some way, shape or form and not look completely ridiculous. Yeah, we can only try, can't we? I can only try and see what works, and if it doesn't work, well, you know, you live and learn, I guess. Yeah. I maybe should have done the background first, but I'm always scared to do the background, so I tend to leave it. Sometimes I leave it till last, which is always a bit of a mistake because then it can ruin the whole page, can't it? Okay, right, I've got some there. I don't know if it rubs off very well. Let's try and see if I can rub that off at all. I don't know if it's going to. Oh yeah, okay, it comes off a little bit. I definitely don't want any of that on there. Okay, that's not too bad. Right. Okay, water time. I'm really, if you can tell, I'm quite worried about this. So I'm going to use the slightly bigger brush this time. I'm going to grab some more paper towel because I kind of used up all of my last piece. Yep, wish me luck. So I'm going to start at the top, work my way down, pray for the best. Okay, so I have got quite a, let me get my brush started. I have got quite a bit of colour up here. So I'm just going to use some circular motions and hope that I can get it all nicely blended out. I never know, like, whether to just go across the whole thing. I think I'm going to just kind of work on one side first and then go back and do the other side. You can see I laid my colour quite thick up the top here and then kind of went to a lighter pressure the further down I went. So, oh god, I'm really messy with it as well. Hopefully I can cover that up with my pencil when I come down to do it. Okay, and I need to be a little bit more careful around the actual image. I'm not very good at being careful. I tend to be a bit rough. Okay. Okay, so far, not too bad. So far we're good. So far I'm actually quite liking the colours and the transitions. Oh. It's only paper. It's only paper. If it goes wrong, it goes wrong. Okay, let's try and get around this bit. I do find I get lots of like patchy bits. I guess I just have to go back with another layer of colour to get rid of those patchy bits. Maybe I just needed to layer the Neocolor on a bit better. I can't see because of the light shining there. I think that transition's not too bad. Yeah, maybe I just need to go with a second layer once this one has dried and try and smooth out the colour a little bit. Hopefully I can remember all the colours I use. Okay, it's, oh yeah, I've got kind of a line here. I don't know. I think hopefully if I go back with a second layer that will smooth out. I'm hoping that that's the plan. Let's see. I'm just getting these little bits here. Okay, it's taking me. It's a great deal of concentration. I don't know if you can tell how much I'm concentrating. But so far, I kind of like the gradient I'm getting. It's quite good. I wish I could get it looking a bit smoother, but as I say, maybe if I go back in with a second coat, that will happen. Okay, I'm going to try and blend these two bits together a little bit better. Okay, it's not looking awful. It's patchy and it definitely needs a bit of work. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think hopefully, yeah, I'm going to try a second coat and see if that's going to make a difference. I'm hoping it will. Lots of other channels I've watched that say that if you do a second coat, it really helps blend everything together. So, oh, we'll keep our fingers crossed. Okay, this blue, it's quite the transition, isn't it? Okay, trying to be careful down here so I don't get it all over my bottom piece. Okay, not awful. It doesn't look like it's dissolved there, does it? Just me, or does that not look like it's dissolved? Okay. Not horrendous. Not perfect, but not horrendous. Doesn't look like it's dissolved there either. Let's try and dissolve that a little bit more. Yeah, okay, it's not shocking. I don't know. I don't know. Goodness me. Why are backgrounds so hard? Some people do it and they make it look so easy. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I do just need to practice more. Maybe I need to just dive in a bit more often and just do it and pray for the best. Now, this isn't awful. It's not the best, but it's not awful. I've got too much yellow there. I don't like going around the picture. I'm always scared I'm going to get it everywhere. I'm quite clumsy anyway, so trying to be careful. I think it's turning out okay. I don't think it's horrendous. I would have liked it to be a little bit smoother, but yeah. Maybe that's just what it's like the first time you do the first coat. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you do just have to go back over. The only kind of Neocolor II background that I've done that I was really quite happy with was a galaxy background, which I did in Kirby Roseanne's book. And it turned out really nice. And I laid the Neocolor in really thick, like was really heavy-handed with it. And it worked out beautifully. And I didn't even need to go in and do a second coat. It just kind of, it looked good the first time. And it was the very first time I used Neocolor IIs, and I have never been able to recreate anything anywhere near like it. So I guess it was beginner's luck, but I do remember I laid the I was going to say crayon, it's kind of like a crayon. I laid it in really thickly, and it seemed to work amazingly because it just, I don't know, it just worked. So I have never been able to recreate that again. It's sod's law, isn't it? Okay, it's not too bad. A tiny bit there that I'm trying to get in. Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm loving it or whether it's... I'm not loving it. I shouldn't say I'm loving it because I'm not. It's okay. I really am hoping that with a second coat of colour it's going to smooth out and get rid of some of this patchiness that I feel like I've got here. Doesn't help that I'm not very steady with my water brush. But yeah, I watch other YouTube channels and I see them doing some beautiful backgrounds and they make it look so easy. They really do. They make it look like it's just a piece of cake. I definitely don't find it a piece of cake. I definitely struggle with it. But yeah, I'm diving in, I'm trying, doing my best. Never going to win any awards for backgrounds, that's for sure. But it's okay, it's okay. It's still enjoyable. I'm still having fun, that's the main thing. I'm just going to get a little bit more water going because I do feel like sometimes the brush dries out a bit too much. I know some people say don't use too much water. I don't know, I find it really hard to move the pigment around without enough water. I've got little bits there. Maybe that's a mistake I'm making. Maybe I'm using too much water, I don't know. I've got little... They're pretty colours though. Really pretty colours. I'm hoping it's not too vibrant for my picture. I hope it's not gonna I'm not gonna lose my dancing girl here too much. I'm hoping I'm gonna go in with my pencils, I can really make her pop. It has definitely turned out darker than I anticipated, or than I wanted, I should say. I would have liked it to be a little bit lighter than this, but that's okay. That's okay. We're going with it. We got no choice now. We're going with it. It's all right. If nothing else, it'll be a page done in this beautiful book. So this book is new to me, well, relatively new to me, so I haven't done any pages in it yet. So if nothing else, then at least it'll be a completed page. I don't think it's awful. It's not as smooth as I would have liked, and it's definitely a bit darker than I wanted. But we can work with it, hopefully. I'm trying to get these blends kind of smoothed out a little bit. Okay, so that is the first layer. I don't know, what do you think? It's quite dark, it's quite patchy. I'm going to leave it for a bit, and then I'm going to come back and try and smooth it out. I've definitely got it quite dark in these areas here, haven't I? Yeah, I might even just try and dab some of that up. Okay, right, stop messing with it. I'm going to leave it for a bit and come back to it and see if I can fix it out a little bit. Okay, so the first coat of my Neocolors is dry. It's not looking awful, but I do feel it's quite patchy. So I'm going to try and go back over it again and add another layer and see how we get on. I think I'm going to start by just doing it direct to the paper again. And hopefully once I add some water, it will smooth everything out a little bit. So we're going to try this and see if it works. And then maybe I might have to come back with a third coat and do it kind of like from the crown. Are they crowns? They're kind of like crowns to me. Do it from the crayon to the paper itself. So I'm going fairly light with this. Let's see how it goes. I'm going to pop some music on and you can just watch and pray and keep your fingers crossed. Okay, that's the second coat. I think it's looking a bit smoother. It still needs a little bit of work, so again I'm going to let it dry and then I'm going to come back and maybe just add a little bit more. I will do that as a second video, so I'm going to leave this as part 1. Part 2 will be just fixing up the background a little bit more and then going in with my pencil shading and all of my little details that I'm planning on adding. But so far I'm actually quite liking the way it's looking, so fingers crossed. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, please do give it a thumbs up, please subscribe to my channel, and do look out for the second part of this colour along. Thank you so much for joining me today. Take care.